Hello everyone, I hope you're all having a great day. Today I wanted to do a video on my first impressions of Battlefield 2042. So the early access started on Friday. A lot of you guys were asking while I was streaming what are my thoughts on the game and stuff like that. So I said I'd do a video today to give you those thoughts. We also answered you in stream as well. And yeah, that's what this video is today. My first impressions of Battlefield 2042. Now, I've not just played 4 hours of this. I've not just got on for a couple of hours. I did 38 hours over the weekend. So I did really hammer the game to get a good feel of it. And my initial score was, when someone asked me, was like a solid 8. I dropped it to a solid 6 across the weekend, but that doesn't mean it's all doom and gloom. Now, we're not going to be discussing about all the bugs today. There are bugs in the game for sure. It's early access. It was the opening weekend. There's always going to be bugs, okay? I don't remember the last Battlefield that released that wasn't bugs. In fact, I don't remember the last game that was released that wasn't bugs. So, bugs aside, and there is a lot of them, I believe they'll obviously patch them out. We're going to discuss Battlefield 2042 today, what I like about it, what I don't like about it, and where I think it's going to go, because I don't think it's going to stay a solid 6. I actually given you my score now at the start of the video. I think this has potential to be a good 8 out of 10, 9 out of 10 game. But we're going to explain as we go through these first impressions today exactly why. And yeah, that's the video. So please do hit like and share to support it. I truly appreciate it. Subscribe if you're new to the channel today. We're going to be doing a lot of Battlefield content, a lot of Battlefield streams, and I'm definitely going to be playing the game. So subscribe if you want more. But we're going to get right into it now. And the first thing I want to start with is the modes on the game. So we can see here there's 3 modes when you first load into the game. You've got All Out Warfare, which is your Conquest and Rush, although Rush has been kind of redesigned a little bit. It is now called Breakthrough. You've got Battlefield Hazard Zone, which is one of the last things to be announced before the game came out, and we've got Battlefield Portal. So these are your 3 modes, and I just want to quickly give you now my overview of each mode. So let's go into All Out Warfare. If we click on change game mode here, you can play solo and co-op. So if you do that, it's you against AI basically with your friends. The XP on that is a lot lower. You could play multiplayer. We only played multiplayer across the weekend, and we mainly did Conquest. Conquest is definitely my favorite mode on the game. We all know what this is if you're a Battlefield fan. It's kind of like your Call of Duty domination in a way. You've got points to capture, and you're fighting against the enemy team to capture those points. It does work a little bit different in this than it does in other Battlefields. They now kind of like act as areas, and you try and take over all the points within an area to take control of the area. And each area kind of acts like an individual map within the map, if that makes sense. These maps are huge, and we're going to go through all the maps on the game in a few moments' time. Breakthrough, where this is different to Rush, where on Rush in all Battlefield games that I remember of, you go in, you have to charge, and you have to destroy like A and B or whatever, so before you move on to destroy more, and you move on to destroy more, and you have a defending team as well, and you have so many tickets to get it done. If you lose all your tickets, the defending team wins. That is still the same, but you no longer need to like charge anything to destroy it, or the defending team needs to discharge it or anything. It's now flags, so you got to capture the 2 flags. Now, once you have 1 flag, the defending team can recapture that flag on that point. So, for example, there'll be A1 and A2. Until both are taken by the attacking team, the defending team can recapture one of those 2 flags. So you will need to capture both flags still to move on to the next area. And all in all, it's the same as Rush, but with a slight difference. Hazard Zone is probably the most underwhelmed I felt on the game. Like, I was really expecting a lot from this. I was hoping it was going to be really, really good. We had a bit of fun with it on day 1. I think I played it again on day 2 of the weekend, but I don't like this mode. I've been discussing it in the streams. Quick explanation of it. I'm sure you don't need it, but basically you go in, you got to capture data drives, and you got to get out. And you extract. There's 2 extractions. There's the first or the second you can get out on. Now, when you go in, you pretty much know other enemy teams right away. There's PvE involved. There's PvE enemies as well, which hit really, really hard. They're not easy at all. It's like playing Veteran or Call of Duty, say. And the mode is just really underwhelming. Like, that is literally it. You go in, you collect data drives, you get out. Now, to give it its pluses, you do have the feeling of like a Battle Royale type game mode where You know, it does get intense. You know, you're getting these data drives, you know, you want to get out, and if you die, it's game over. You know, you can take redeploys in with you and get your team back if one survives or whatnot. And there is that kind of intense feeling, which is great in these sort of game modes for sure. But it's just very linear, in my opinion. There's just not much to it at all. And it seems to be the same game over and over again, where in games like this, game modes like this, what I like about them is no game is ever the same. And I don't know, it's just not hitting something for me, and it's hard to pinpoint it. I just think it is very, very underwhelming, and we stopped playing it after day 2 on the weekend and carried on with just Conquest. The third mode is Portal, and Portal's very, very good. If we just go into this and show it you can see that you have some like featured events. We did a bit of Bad Company 2 Rush the other day. We weren't allowed weapon attachments on when we did that, but it's really good. They have you're able to set up a server and set your own sort of rules and everything. It's really, really fun. And you can use Bad Company 2 maps. There's Battlefield 1942 there. There's Battlefield 3 there. They have a VIP Fiesta on, which is pretty good. You can browse a bunch of servers. They'll all have their individual sort of roles and maps that they're using, and you could just play these servers all day, stretching across maps from other Battlefield titles. Now, I'm a big fan of Bad Company 2. It was really fun playing some Bad Company 2 maps that we played over the weekend, and I did enjoy it. We never actually did much of Portal at all. I just know it's very good, and if you're a Battlefield fan, it's probably worth buying the game just for this mode alone if you want to play some old maps from some of your favorite Battlefields for sure. You can set your own servers up as well, I imagine, with the own maps that you want, with your own roles as well, and people can join them too. Such a good mode, a very good inclusion in this new Battlefield game, and I think it's definitely going to be a winner. So now moving on to like specialists and loadouts and whatnot, this is what it looks like. You can see here that we've got 10 specialists to choose from at the minute. I'm not sure if we're going to unlock more. I think that might be it. We might get more over time in terms of like battle passes and whatnot. But they come with all their individual perks. Now I'm not going to go through all of them, but one of my favorite was Sundance that came with the wingsuit. Very fun to use that wingsuit. Very good to like travel across the map with it as well. And you can get it like procced and going with not much height at all, really. Like you just find a little hill, you can jump, you can get that wingsuit out and start traveling. Very good. You get a grenade belt as well, so you can carry more grenades. I really like that specialist. There's others that I liked using as well. Mackie there with the grappling, or McKay, sorry, with the grappling hook. That's very good to get up on top of rooftops, especially when there's enemies there and you want to go up and kill them because they got a good vantage point on you. I really like the grappling hook. And one more that I used quite frequent across the weekend was Angel. So with Angel, you get a loadout crate and they're trauma specialist as well. So you revive an ally, patients gain armor, which is good. Now the loadout came in clutch because if you do use like an ammo crate rather, you don't refill all ammo. It only gives you like 2 mags, I believe, in my AR when I use that. But when you put this loadout crate out, it refills your ammo fully. It was very good to have in the squad, and it's a great specialist. I didn't really get to use many of the others there, but you can have a look through these and see what suits your playstyle. The loadouts look like this. You got the assault type, the medic type, the engineer type, the sniper type there. You can set each loadout how you want. And when you go into your weapons, what you're doing, just like with any other Battlefield, really. One of the things I'm disappointed with here, actually, before we carry on, is that we've only got like 21 weapons there, I think. There's not a lot of weapons at all, but they do work similar. How they do in other Battlefields, you play, you get kills with them, and you master them. You can see that I'm working towards 10 out of 30 kills on my next unlock there for the mastery in the top right corner. But if we go into the weapon, I've nearly unlocked everything for this assault rifle here. We've got 9 out of 9 barrels. I've got one more under barrel to unlock, which I'm working on now. We've done all of the ammunitions, and I've got 2 more sights to work on as well. So the idea is to keep using the weapon, keep on getting kills, and then eventually you get all of the unlocks. There's a couple of items there that require you to get like under barrel kills with the grenade launcher and kills from range for the final sight. But other than that, it is just getting kills with a weapon, which is just like in other Battlefields. On top of that, you also get hardware appearance, and this is down to your level for most of these. As you're going up level, you're going to unlock different skins for your gun. The last few here, I'm guessing this legendary one came with the pre-order or the ultimate edition, but this one here, the epic skin, I've actually got to get 1200 kills with it. Once you get 1200 kills with a weapon, you're pretty much done on the kill front, and you just need to do the other variables, like I said, with the grenade launcher on the barrel or kills from range to fully unlock everything on a gun. And you also have charms now, so you can throw charms on your gun. I'm not sure if this was a thing in recent Battlefields. I haven't played one for a few years, but again, just reach certain levels and you're going to be able to put charms on your gun as well. And then finally, as with all of the Battlefields, you got this sort of section here where you got badges that you can earn. These can go on your player card, which you can edit. And the more kind of tiers you go into, you can see on that badge there, I'm currently working towards tier 3, you get a better version of that badge to show. So you can show off your accomplishments on the game with that. There's also images that you can unlock through performing different tasks as well to change your player card, and there's tags as well, so you've got lots of sort of things like objectives to aim for here depending on your play style or if you're a completionist or not, which ones you're going to be going for. And dog tags are still a thing. There was a lot of questioning in stream whether you can still collect dog tags from enemies. Yes, you can. They don't come up how they used to with their like name or anything, but say you can see I got 3 during the weekend here by going and killing them with my knife, and it just shows you the rank that they were and how many times you got it and what tag they were wearing at the time. So I have Escape Artist selected at the minute, which was for completing a hazard zone without anyone in my squad dying. If someone was to kill me with a knife, they would get a dog tag attached to that tag, if that makes sense. So I got 2 tags off someone with New Gun on the Block, and I got 1 tag off somebody with the Apex Predator tag, and that's how that works now. And that required them to kill in 1 round 42 enemies. That's how they got that. So that's how the tag system works. And when you select which one, once you've unlocked out the requirements and you select which one that you want for yourself, it just appears on your player card there. When you're loading into screens or whatnot, it'll show your badges, your image, and on the GC Rock there, it would say Escape Artist. And then just before we leave here and kind of give you my final overview on the game, the Seasoned Vet tag here shows you what maps are on the game, so how the game works. All these maps are on there, whether you don't matter what mode you're playing, Conquest, Breakthrough, or Hazard Zone, you'll play on one of these maps. We got Breakaway, we got Manifest, Discarded, Renewal, Kaleidoscope, Hourglass, and Orbital. They're all very huge maps, especially when you're playing on Conquest. There's a lot to do, there's a lot to go and see, and this tag was for getting a win on every single one of those maps. Now, if I was gonna rate my favorite maps on this game, I really like Discarded. That's the one with the big ship that's sunken into the ground on it. Renewal, I really didn't play that much, so I can't really say on that in a minute. Kaleidoscope was a very good map though. Hourglass, I liked Hourglass because of the battle at the stadium, which is A1, 2, and 3. That was so good. Orbital was what was in the beta, I believe, and they're probably my favorite maps. I did like Breakaway, which was a snow map, but the more I played that map, the more the vehicles became a problem and kind of ruined it for me, and that's what we're going to get onto next. The vehicles in Battlefield 2042 are so overpowered. Now, let me explain, because I was complaining a lot about this in the streams and people said it's never been any difference. Now, I haven't played Battlefield for a few years, Bad Company 2 being my favorite Battlefield of all time, one of my favorite games of all time. But one thing when I have played Battlefields before was yes, the vehicles are overpowered and they should be. I like that about the game, but you've always been able to manage them and they've been quite easy to destroy if you know what you're doing. So let me just use this as an example. I've got a rocket launcher and I'm putting 3 or 4 rockets into a tank and barely touching it. You know, I believe in old Battlefield games, I could take out a tank with about 2 or 3 rockets. There's a way I could try and like defend and maneuver around the tank to be able to destroy it quite quickly. And like, I think you could hit it in the rear in old games and it would get destroyed. But unless you've got like a vehicle to counter a vehicle, it is very hard in this game. Now, I am early. I haven't unlocked everything. I still don't have my anti-tank mines, for example. So I'm sure it is going to get easier as I get more unlocks and as I get higher up. So maybe that's not too much of an issue. But one thing I would say is the amount of times that I got took out by a chopper or a hovercraft just constantly, because that's all there is on the map. I don't know. I feel like it needs to be a little bit toned down. They still got to be overpowered, of course. They still got to be where people want to use them. They just seem a little bit too powerful right now, in my opinion. So now my conclusion to this video, I think Battlefield 2042 is going to be an absolute quality game. I said at the start of the video, when I first started playing it at the weekend, I was saying it was a solid 8. It went down to a 6. And that's because I feel like the game's still got a lot to be added. You know, this is only early access. The game ain't officially out yet. We've still got seasons to come in and battle passes and things like that. And I feel there's so much more to come to this game. Hopefully more weapons. There doesn't seem to be a lot of weapons. Hazard Zone, I feel like it's just the beginning. I think Hazard Zone needs a lot of improvements, and they might improve that. That game mode might evolve, so that game mode could become better. And I think there's just some tweaks that are needed in general to the gameplay and the modes as well. Like, for example, on next gen and PC, there's a 128 player maps now. Conquest is called Conquest Large. So I'm thinking that maybe they will bring a mode out where it goes back to 32 versus 32. I think is what it used to be, rather than 64 versus 64. So that would make games a little bit less chaotic. But in terms of the breakthrough mode, I think that is a necessity. 128 players on the breakthrough mode is insane. It gets so chaotic. Like, all those people focused on one base. It's mad. I think they need to down the player cap in that mode for sure. But what I'm saying is there's going to be a lot of tweaks coming to this game to make it even better than what it already is. And the bugs are going to get fixed as well. I said I wasn't going to talk about bugs in this first impressions, and I don't want to talk about them because there are quite a lot of them, but I'm sure that they're working on getting them fixed ASAP. So we're going to have bugs getting fixed, hopefully balancing getting done. And I think this game has got potential to be absolutely quality. And I think it could be a 9 out of 10 game, a 9 out of 10 Battlefield when it gets there. I like the modern feeling to it. Much prefer it than Battlefield 1, say, with the old guns. The gunplay, as I said, is very, very good. I'm hooked. I'm going to be playing this game a lot. At the minute, I want to unlock all the attachments for every single gun. I want to just keep playing. I don't want to get off the game. So that is a real good sign. That's how much fun I am having on the game, even with current bugs and current balancing issues, if any. And I think after a couple of patches and feedback from the player base, this game is going to get to a position where it potentially could be one of the better Battlefields to date. Maybe I'm going too far saying that. I'm not saying it's going to be the best Battlefield ever released by a long shot, but I don't think it's going to be a bad one. I think this game is only going to get better and better as time goes on. This game releases officially on Friday, so everybody's going to be able to play it, not just people in the early access. I'll be streaming again this week. I got some videos to share with you, as well as some footage that I got 107 gigabyte of clips to go through now. We're going to put some videos together, the weapons I was using over the weekend, and show you them in action. We'll show you some Hazard Zone as well. We had a great game on Hazard Zone I'm going to share with you. So got loads of videos to come and show you a lot of more streams, and we're going to be playing this game for a while. I really do like it. So I'm giving it 6 out of 10 right now, but it's got potential to go all the way to 9 for sure. And such a good game. I'm a fan. Let me know what you think in the comments, what your first impressions are. There was a lot of negativity. I saw tons of negativity and people really hating on the game. So if that's you, let me know. Let me know why, so people can read through the comments and see other people's opinions, not just mine. But we're going to end that there. Thank you for watching my sort of like first impression review video of my weekend today. As I said, 38 hours on the game. I fully enjoyed every single one. There's going to be many more to come. But yeah, we're ending it there. Thank you for watching today. Until the next video, until the next stream, stay safe and peace out.